Hello, hello. So today we are making this cute little houndstooth hat. It's Valentine's Day themed and it's a slouchy toque. Who doesn't love that? And it's super quick and super simple. This is very beginner friendly. The only thing you will need to know how to do is to color change, but I tell you how to do that in the video. So beginner, intermediate, or pro, let's get into making this hat. What you'll need is your 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a darning needle for weaving in your ends, and some stitch markers. You will also need category 4 weight yarn. This is my color A, and this is my color B. You definitely need two colors. For your main color, color A, you'll need about 250 yards. For color B, you'll need about 150 yards. And I'll put a link to both of these yarns in the description so that if you like these colors together, you can go ahead and buy them. Now let's get started. To begin, we're going to chain 26 stitches in red. And then we're going to attach our color B. How I attach any color that I'm gonna do a color change to is I simply just fold it over like this and just pull it through. I don't make a slip knot. I don't think it's necessary. When we pull that, that's gonna give us like a makeshift slip knot. And then we're going to make 12 stitches with our secondary color. Right here, I like to cut my primary color because we do have to attach it again right here. And I just don't like the idea of stretching it up. Even though it could work, I just don't like that idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and snip it. And I'm also going to secure it right here, just loosely secure it. Just a little tip. This is one stitch. This red, oh, I bit my tongue, ow. This red down here is not counted. So we're gonna just count this pink. Okay, so let's go ahead and reattach our color A. So I've reattached color A, and we're going to make 19 stitches with the color A. And just pull gently, give your tail a little tug. Okay, we have our 19. This looks a little wonky. Look at her out. We gonna make her cute. Just go back and count. Make sure you have 19, 12, and 26. I have all of my stitches. So our next step Make sure to keep your colors separated. The last thing you want is for these bad boys to get tangled. Now we're gonna go ahead and chain one. Turn your work, skipping that first stitch from the hook. We're gonna go into that second one and make 8 single crochets down your chain. And 8. Once you've made your 8th single crochet, you want to put a stitch marker right there. Now we're going to go ahead and make 11 half double crochets. And we're approaching 11. So once you approach your 11th stitch, you're going to yarn over, put your hook through, and pull up once. But we're not going to complete this half double crochet. What we are going to do is take our color B, do a yarn over, and pull it through. So you see, this has no effect on your work previous to that. It's only us preparing for a color change. Now we're gonna go ahead and do our 12 stitches with color B. You want to carry color A, and I'll show you how to carry color A. Okay, so do your half double crochets. Make sure you have color A laying on the top of your hook as well, so that once you yarn over, you have your color A hidden inside of that stitch. So let's do that again. That was 1. Two. And you're gonna see it through there a little bit. You can just pull it taut, not too taut though, just tug on it a little bit. Remember to keep color A on the top of your chain, on the top of your hook, excuse me. Keep color A on the top of your hook. And when you see it peeking through, like so, you just give it a light little tug. So when you go on to make your next stitches, it won't be so obvious. $11 and $12. And on this 12th stitch, you're gonna go through, start your half double crochet with your color B, but then bring over the color A that we've been carrying over, and just bring it through there, preparing for our color change. Now you're gonna move color B out of the way. We are not carrying color B over. No. Color B is gonna stay here within these 12 stitches. We're just gonna go ahead and continue to work with color A. You could use this as an opportunity to weave in your color B tail if you would like. And we're gonna do 26 stitches of color A. 25, and 26. Okay, we are at the end of our row. We're going to just chain one, turn your work, prepare for a half double crochet, and go through both loops on that first stitch only. So the second stitch from your hook, but your first stitch on your row. Go through both loops, complete your half double crochet, and put a stitch marker here if you need to. I know a lot of crocheters put stitch markers there to mark the ending of their rows, just so that they won't go into a turning stitch. So we put our stitch marker. And now we're going to make 26 half double crochets back up until we are at our color B.
Now that we're at that last stitch, we have prepared our double crochet. We're going to bring up our color B and pull it through, securing our color change. And remember, we are carrying color A along the row. So go ahead and make your 12 half double crochets in the back loop only.
And we're just going to stop at 11. And you see all of this right here? We don't want that, especially because this is the front of our work. So we're going to give color A light little tug. Just make sure we don't pull too tight because we want to be able to work back into that first stitch there. We go ahead and prepare our last stitch, our last color 2 stitch for a color change. And make sure you bring color 2 to the back of your work after you've done that color change. And we're going to half double crochet 11. In the back loop only. And now we're going to, we reached our stitch marker. We're going to make 8 single crochets in the back loop only. Every stitch is going to be in the back loop only, except for the very first stitch and the very last stitch, just so that we're clear. Now we have 7 and we're at that 8th stitch right there. So we're going to go ahead and go through both. We're going to go through both loops. Completing the row. Chain 1, turn your work, go through both stitches with a single crochet, both loops, sorry, and then make 7 more back loop single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you should have 8 single crochets all together. You're going to take your stitch marker, move it up to this new 8th stitch we've just made. And then we're going to make 11 half double crochets until we reach our color number 2. Prepare that 11th stitch for your half double crochet. Move your color A to the back, even though you're going to carry it. Bring color B up. And complete your half double crochet stitch with color B. Now we go ahead and we're going to start our houndstooth pattern. We are going to make 4 pink stitches. And we are preparing for a color change on that 4th one. So prepare your half double crochet, but complete it with your color A. So there you have 1, 2, 3, 4 color B stitches. And then we're gonna make 1 color A stitch. So because it's only 1, we're gonna complete that half double crochet with color B. And we're gonna go ahead and make 7 more half double crochets with color B. Six, 7. We've prepared our half double crochet. We just want to go ahead and make sure we make this row nice and pretty by securing our color A in that row. Put your color B to the back of your work. You'll know the back of your work by all your threads and everything that's hanging back here. Complete that 12th stitch with your color A. And then do 26 half double crochets down your hat in color A, and we'll meet up at the end. We're at our last stitch. Remember, your first and your last stitches, you go through both loops. Chain 1, turn your work, yarn over, and you go through both loops again. Move your stitch marker up. Half double crochet up this entire row until you've reached your color B, and we'll meet back here. Now we're on row 4, and for row 4 we're going to make 5 pink or 5 color 2 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just there we go. And we're gonna make 3 color 1 stitches. And this time we do need to carry over our color B. So we have our 3. And then we're gonna go ahead and make our 4 color 2 stitches, completing our 12 color 2 stitches. Go ahead and make your 11 half double crochets in the back loop only, then your 8 single crochets, turn your work, do your 8 single crochets, and then your 11 half double crochets, and we'll meet back up at our color 2 on row 5. Here at row 5, we're going to take our color B and half double crochet 3 stitches. We have our 3 stitches with our color B, and we're going to do 3 stitches with our color A. Making sure you carry over your color B with it. Oh no, that's dreadful. Let's do that over. We have our 3 color A done, and then we're gonna go ahead and do 6 more stitches of color B. Now we're gonna go ahead and do our 26 half double crochets going down our row to complete it, And then turn your work, do your 26 half double crochets coming back up. Once you reach your color B, meet me back here so we can continue our pattern. For row 6, we are going to do 2 of our color B. One of our color A, three of our color B, one of our color A, three of our color B, one of our color A, and then one of our color B. Your work should look like this right now on the back. If you need to watch that over, just go ahead and go back a few seconds and watch it as many times as you need to. What we're going to do is do our 11 half double crochets until we reach our stitch marker, 8 single crochets, turn your work, repeat that 8 single crochets, 11 half double crochets, and we'll meet back here at our color B. We've reached row 7. Here we're going to do 1 color B, 3 color 1, 5 color B, 29 color red. So we're completing these last 3 stitches here. Finish the rest of your 26 half double crochets, turn your work 26 back up your row, and we'll meet back here at our color B portion to continue our pattern. We're back at our color B portion and we're gonna start working on our pattern again. So first you are going to want to crochet one of color B. Then you're gonna go ahead and do 3 of color A. Then you want to do 5 of color B. And then you're going to do 3 of color A. Make sure you bring color B to the back of your work because now we're going to continue making our 11 half double crochets and our 8 single crochets. Then make that come back down and we'll meet back up at our color B again. We're on row 9 and we're on the front of our work. And the way you can tell the front is because all of your tails are on the back. And also the pattern looks a little wonky on the back. So we're on row 9 on the front of our work. We are going to take color B and do 2 half double crochets. Make 1 half double crochet with color A. Make 1 with color B. Another one with color A. Five with color B. Uh-oh. And then 1 in color one in color A, and then 1 in color B. That is my son playing Fortnite, if you can hear that. Okay, so we finished our first round of the pattern and we're starting on our next round of the pattern. We're gonna go and crochet 26 down, 26 back up, and we'll meet back up at our color B transition. This row is where we start repeating row 4. So the pattern will be repeated from row 4 to row 9. I'll do this row with you, and then you can just go back in the video and repeat row 5. This is row 4 that we're doing again. So you can go back and find row 5 and repeat it, because you're gonna be completing this pattern here and then starting on these two. So I'm gonna see if I can put a marker so that you can click it and go back to that point in the video. To start here, we are going to crochet with color B 5 half double crochets. We do 3 half double crochets with color A. And then we continue with 4 half double crochets with color B. So it's really the same pattern, the same 5 rows, the same 5 rows over and over again. I'm gonna go ahead and post a marker so we could go back to where I start row 4, and you can work these patterns over and over again. Work these patterns until your work measures about 17 inches relaxed and 23 inches stretched. Once you get there, come back and let's round off our pattern. My work now measures about 17.5 inches and about 22 inches stretched. Let me just make sure. Yep. Oh, over 22 inches stretched. Because this is a tighter brim, it doesn't have as much stretch. I'm gonna just add about 2 more rows. When I'm finishing this row, I'm only finishing with the 1 houndstooth pattern here. I'm not gonna continue with the beginning the other 2. Just gonna finish this one, and I'll show you how to do that. Typically on this row, you would begin making your surrounding houndstooth or your surrounding hound's teeth, I guess, but we're not gonna do that. So we're gonna half double crochet 6 pink, and 6, and we're gonna do that 1 red, and we're gonna continue and do 5 more pink. And then you're gonna continue your row with your 11 half double crochets and 8 single crochets. Next, we're going to go down this row, not making any pattern. We're just gonna single crochet 8, half double crochet 11, half double crochet 12 in our second color, and then do our 26 back in our first color. That's it. No patterns. Once you've done that, going down your work, chain 1, turn your work, and repeat the same thing going back up. Do your 26 half double crochet, your 12, your 11, and then your 8 single crochet, and we'll meet back up at the top of our hat. I just made both sides even. After the pattern, I did 1 row down and 1 row back up so that both of these are matching on either side. So when you do put on your hat, this back seam won't look weird. It'll match on both sides. When you're done, you want to make sure you take off a long enough tail so that you can close your crown and your seam with it. Don't forget to cut off your second color. We're gonna cut this color off and weave it in before we sew up our hat, just so that it's easier. So cut off a long enough tail. I say right there is long enough for me. Get your darning needle and start weaving in those ends however you prefer. To sew up the crown, we're gonna weave our hook in and out of those top stitches in no real particular order, just in and out. Make sure your wrong side is facing up. Fold your work right sides together. How you know your wrong and right side with this pattern is your wrong side has the carryover loops. Your right side does not. So fold your work right sides facing. Pull your crown taut, like so. Connect both sides with the end stitches. And just go back through to secure your crown shut. When your crown is closed, you want to go ahead and sew up your seam whichever way you prefer. I like to single crochet my seam closed, so I'm going to do that right now. So sew up the rest of your seam and we'll meet back here when we're done. My seam is all closed. I think she's lovely. I am in love with this hat and I hope you guys are in love with it too. Thank you so much for joining me in making this beautiful, beautiful, cozy, comfy, chunky hat. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video.